Okay, I'm gonna do the intro, okay? Hold up.
Alright. Okay.
Just wait. Just give me a sec, okay? I'm gonna do the intro. Just give me a sec.
Okay.
Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the Obzodact. Today, I'm here with a special guest. His name is Alias. How are you doing, Alias?
I'm doing wonderful, Oliver. How are you doing, buddy?
I don't want to talk about that. So, why is your name Alias? What the fuck is that shit about? And like you're hidden your face, you're not even showing me your face, and you're very secretive.
I try to stay anonymous. My name Alias is pretty much an alias, I suppose.
Okay.
It's kind of like classified information.
Why don't you just call yourself Anonymous instead of Alias?
I don't know. Anonymous has like some kind of like creepy internet shit behind that term. I don't really like it too much.
I thought you would like that because of how creepy you are on the internet. You sending me loads of images of you sent me like images of like roadkill and stuff, and you're saying, "Oh, I want to fuck it." You know, I've got a lot of DMs of you saying, "I want to fuck this roadkill," and saying how it looks like a vagina.
No, that's not true.
And you said how you hate women and that you'd prefer to fuck roadkill and stuff, even if like there was rotting. You said that.
I don't know about that. I mean, that women part's kind of true, but
I agree. No, I'm saying I agree with everything you're saying, but I'm just acknowledging that we're kind of creeps, right? We're kind of creepy guys.
Sure. Yeah, sure, Oliver. Yeah, that works.
What? Should I ask a question, Alias?
Yeah, ask me anything. Just nothing too personal.
Okay, what is your address?
My address is, do you have like a notepad or something that you can write it down? So
I'll just watch it back. I'll watch it back.
Send pipe bombs to my house and stuff. Okay, so it's 613.
613.
Rosebud Ave.
Ave? What's Ave mean? What the fuck is that?
Avenue.
Avenue. Oh, okay. Avenue. What's Rosebud mean?
I don't know. Maybe there's some kind of like Citizen Kane shit behind it. I don't know. I didn't name the street.
If Citizen Kane took a shit on the floor, it'd be like he's breaking the rules of the society or whatever. Probably, if he took a big shit on the floor.
What does that mean?
If Citizen Kane, it's an improv question.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Should I look directly at the camera at you? Should I do that? I kind of like looking at myself.
So then you're like looking in my eyes. Yeah.
So Citizen Kane,
perfect.
If he took like a big shit, would it be against the rules of that world?
Are you saying like since it's like a character study?
What would that say about Citizen Kane as a character if he took a big fucking shit on the floor? What would that say about him as a character?
I mean, I'll be completely 100% honest with you. I think I watched like 20 minutes of Citizen Kane, then I fell asleep, so I don't know what the character is like all about.
Yeah, it's old, right? It's a fucking old movie.
Yeah, it's an old movie that all of like the movie buffs say that it's a perfect movie and it's classic, and if you don't like it, then you're a faggot. But I like movies too, but that movie is really boring.
And also, you are a faggot, right? Is that?
Some people consider me some. Like in high school, some people call me a faggot. That's
the guys who you sucked off would probably say.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
Okay. I watched 2001: A Space Odyssey in the cinema recently, and you know, I always thought that was like one of my favorite movies. You know, because I'd watch it.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, it's great, right? Because you can just skip, especially since it's been out for so long, you can just skip. You know, the 30-second or the 30-minute scene where he's just breathing. You can skip that, and then there's like the spaceship bits where there's a space. You can just skip through it, right? But I realized when you sit down in a cinema, you got to actually like sit through all of it. You know?
Yeah, I like those scenes.
You like them?
It's really artistic. Yeah.
But don't they go on for so long and you fall asleep?
Well, it depends on which scenes you're talking about. I really enjoy like right after all the Dawn of Man stuff, where like the monkeys see the monolith, and then that's like the new era, because the monolith shows up every time a new era is going to start, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy like the interlude sort of thing where it's like showing off all the artsy space stuff with the blue Danube in the background. It's probably my favorite. I love those scenes.
Yeah, I'm just memeing. I really love it.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
You said it. You said it as like the it starts a new era. Is it?
Yeah.
I always read. Is that? Do you mean like? Because my read on it was that they I don't know why it appears in the one. I'm guessing when the first one appears, that's when all of them were placed. That was my guess. And then the one on the moon was like, okay, when humans are advanced enough to get to the moon, they'll discover this. Was that what the aliens were thinking?
I guess that's one way to put it. Personally, I think, you know how like the monolith shows up, and this is before all of the primates used like bones and stuff to clobber other animals.
Yeah. For context, the reason that I can use this microphone as a tool is because a very long time ago, my ancestors, they would have tried to speak into like their fists or something like that, like oh, but then they realized that doesn't work and that they need tools for things. And this monolith, it teaches you to use tools, and so then that's how microphones came about, because the monoliths kind of made us make tools. Probably a bone microphone earlier, but now we have metal ones, kind of thing.
Sure. Like, so you think like the monolith is like some kind of guidance figure?
Yeah. Well, I think the aliens put them there, right? And they're like, oh, let's fuck with them. You know, they were just fucking with us. I think
they're fucking with the monkeys.
Yeah. Well, us. They're us. Can we not have to discriminate? Jesus.
Sorry.
It's fucked up. What's your favorite? Sorry, I interrupted you, and you were gonna say something, and I just wanted to give context to anyone who hasn't seen 2001. There's these monoliths appear, and they teach you shit, right?
If you haven't seen 2001: A Space Odyssey, go watch it right now. Pause this episode of Obzodact. Open up your Crunchyroll.
1, 2, 3 movie. Oh yeah, Crunchyroll. Yeah.
Odyssey. Yeah, and then give it a watch all the way through. It's a good movie. I like Kubrick.
It was made before they landed on the moon, right?
Well, some people think that Kubrick was the one that staged the moon landing, right? Which I think is kind of true.
Whoa, you think it's true?
Partly.
Because you watch that movie and you think, wow, it's so good that he could have staged it if he wanted.
Because, you know, like when we did land on the moon, like America with all the like first man on the moon stuff, like, do you know what a supercomputer looked like?
Computers, they used to be so big that if you wanted to fit one in the garage, you'd probably have to move the car out of the garage.
Correct. Yeah, like a supercomputer is like takes up a whole room, right? So
the whole room. Yeah.
So if they had like a supercomputer on that rocket to like power and control all of this kind of shit, I just find that kind of, false.
Right.
Honestly.
I mean, the rocket. How big is the rocket? How big is the rocket?
I never looked it up. The Saturn V rocket that they took up to the.
They took it to fucking Saturn? Okay, I don't believe they took it to Saturn. No way. 5 times?
No,
they took it to Saturn 5 times?
No, that's what it's called, Oliver.
But they obviously things have names for reasons. I don't think they took it. Okay, definitely didn't take the rocket to Saturn 5 times and back without refueling at least twice.
Where there were several Saturn rockets where there would be like one was like Saturn 1, then they would use all the Roman numerals for it.
All right, so Saturn 1 maybe existed. I believe you could make it to Saturn and back, maybe, but to Saturn and back 5 times in a row. I don't think so. I think Stanley Kubrick probably faked that.
What, the trip to Saturn?
5 times, yeah, but maybe once. Oh, no, you know what? They probably did Saturn 1, and then Stanley Kubrick said, oh, I got an editing trick. Just copy and paste 5 times.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's probably what happened.
Do you think we'll ever reach Saturn? Do you think there will ever be technology advanced enough to go to the gas planet?
Well, did you hear about the Wright brothers? They made the plane, and they're like, "Oh, you'll never fly a plane, like real."
Their paper plane, yeah.
They made a plane, and they're like, "You'll never travel from one continent to the other." And then obviously they did do it, Like,
Yeah, they like crashed it into the ground like 5 times, and
the Wright
yeah,
brothers were
it's kinda
fucking
funny.
retarded, right? I can say
Yeah, they were pretty stupid.
they're like the
not gonna
wrong
lie.
brothers. With that in
Yeah, that's
mind,
right.
I think we will never ever make it to Saturn ever, and we will never make it beyond the moon, and we are good here.
Because of the Wright brothers.
Yeah, because their prediction was wrong, but I think space is a bit different. Like, space is like, we'll never make it. I feel like that's Neanderthal thinking, right? There's like humans who they were like, oh, we could make it over to that country or that, and then the Neanderthals were like, nah, we'll just stay here in one spot, and they died off, right?
Yeah.
I think Neanderthal think the Wright brothers, they were Neanderthals.
Or the people would stay at the one place that they want to, and then they get killed off later by Americans.
Yeah. Oh shit. Oh well,
That's
hold
how
up.
it worked.
Are you saying that Native Americans, they were like Neanderthals? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, that's not what I was saying.
Okay. Okay, well, I'm not either then. Unless
Definitely
you are,
not,
maybe,
no.
then. But
What?
if that's what you think, I would maybe agree. I'm just trying to be more agreeable. I feel like I argue too much, and
Oh,
yeah,
I see.
I was hanging out with
No,
a whole
I
bunch of
don't believe
racists
that.
yesterday, and really, they converted me. For
Yeah,
that
I
day.
don't know about that. That Kiernan character is kind of racist. When we were on that Minecraft live stream.
Yeah, I was
kinda-
hanging out with Kieran and his family.
Yeah, he was kind of strange. He's an oddball. He said
Yeah.
some pretty choice words about some certain races that I just don't agree with. But we'll put that aside for now.
Let's bring it up. Let's bring it up. Like, what?
Okay.
Fuck you, Kieran. Well, what do you want to say?
Kieran, you're just kind of strange. When we played Minecraft and there was like that penis drooping off and like peeing and coming and bleeding in your mouth, that was kind of funny. But when we pulled up those tweets about you saying like some pretty scary words about like the Jews and like black people and Asian people, if people didn't see any of that, then there's a live stream.
Shit, did we
Of
do
us
it live?
building this big. Yeah, that was on a live stream.
Oh my
That
god,
was
so
when
we
we first
exposed
talked.
Kieran.
Yeah, it's public right now, so we can go there, and if you don't believe us, then there's proof right there. There's proof in the pudding in that live stream.
Yeah, in the live
just
stream.
kinda
Why do you
find
say
it-
put? What do you mean pudding?
Proof in the pudding. It's an expression. I don't know
Right.
where that expression came from, actually.
Okay, but
weird.
what you really mean is live stream. Proof in the live stream.
Yes, there's proof in the live stream that he
Oh.
said those things.
Yeah.
And
yes,
then he,
fucked up.
but then he also agreed that he made a swastika out of fish sticks, and he showed us that. Which,
Yeah,
that's kind of funny, but at the same time, that's kind of
I don't
kind
think
of
it's funny.
insensitive.
I think it's yeah, very insensitive. I in
kinda
fact I
messed
found
up.
out that I'm Jewish.
You're Jewish.
Yeah, yeah. By blood, not by but on ancestry. It's like my great grandparents, because it wasn't like they escaped the Holocaust, but like that shit was like rearing up in like Poland or some shit. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But then they're like, oh, we're gonna get killed here. You know, we gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
You know, they
It's
got out
crazy.
before it was all set up. It's like the
Mhm.
systematic extermination. They're like, yeah, we've got to get out of here. And so then they pretended they weren't Jewish for a long time. And so I didn't know I was Jewish until like, so that's kind of crazy. But it's by blood because it goes down your mother's side, right? But I don't.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it could be for your dad's side too. Also, you
I don't
have
think
like
so.
sort of like you have like some kind of like Jufro thing going on too.
Yeah,
If you know what I
Kieran
mean.
You know what Kieran calls it?
What does he call it
Yeah, you don't want to fucking. I don't know if I can even repeat what he says on.
on YouTube?
Yeah, I mean that's why I live stream with him and he's got that because yes, that's what I was saying. I got converted. I'm trying to be more agreeable. I was hanging out with him and his family yesterday, and they're making fun of my fro and I was like, oh
sorry.
yeah, but then I came away from that and I was like, what the fuck? I feel like for a moment there I was like a racist, because I was hanging out with him and his racist family. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of hurtful.
Yeah, and you know what? They're sexist as well. And his mother is like it's a whole thing of like, oh, I fucking hate women, and then his mom was like, yeah, she agrees with that, like as a woman.
Do you think having like being racist and sexist? You said that you went to go hang out with his family, so I'm guessing that you guys are close in diameter, right?
I would say in terms like if there's a real like okay, do you know who Belly Bro is?
Um, Maybe. I think you brought it up during that No Carrick live stream, or not live stream, the podcast.
Yeah. So he's a fat guy. I'd say in diameter we're less than 1 millionth of the diameter of Belly Bro. So we're pretty close, but still quite far.
Oh, okay.
Take a little while to go meet him.
Do you think the racist sexist thing has anything to do with how the UK lives? Or is it
How
just
does the UK
Kieran's
live?
family? I don't know. I just have a few questions about what the UK is and what their ideals are. Do you think
Okay.
people from the UK are racist?
I know a lot of like okay, all joking aside, I know a lot of racists. Not know a lot of racists, but know of a lot of racists.
Right.
It's quite common. But then again, like I think fucking I don't know if that's much different from America. I think it's just racists in general.
I mean, there's a lot of racists on the internet, period.
Yeah, yeah. I think I think the internet is like the unfiltered person, right? Like
Yeah, like going on to like Rumble and like going to like racist live streams and stuff.
oh my god, yeah. I mean that's really where I think the problem with the UK is that a lot of it goes underground. I think in America you see it because there's freedom of speech in America, so you see it. But if
It
you
all rises to the top, yeah.
yeah, I think that's better. I think that's a lot better. But I think in countries where there's no freedom of speech like the UK, I think it can kind of go underground, and then you don't really find out about about these racists until they're underneath you, ready to
Until they're too late.
I mean I almost got detalent the other day.
What does that mean?
Oh, you're not Jewish, are you? Yeah, okay. Okay, don't worry about it.
Sorry, no, I'm not Jewish. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I need my talons. But you wouldn't understand what we use them for.
Your talons? Like chickens?
They're a bit, yeah. You can compare it, but they're a bit more. They we don't just have little ones.
What does that mean?
I think I'm saying too much. Let's go to. I got a question.
Okay. All right. I'll answer it.
Dress. What's it? Alias. What do you do?
What do I do?
Yeah, what do you do? The fuck do you do?
I go to work. I sleep.
What do you do? What is that? What work? What?
I like working on music and videos. I haven't edited a video in a while,
Oh
but
my god, same.
I also have a full-time job, so that gets in the way of, almost everything that I do. At least I have weekends off. But I make music. I make really loud, autistic electronic music called breakcore.
Oh shit.
If you enjoy all that stuff, can I plug my little retarded website?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And do you have like any MP3s that you can send me that are like wholly original that I can play?
MP3s, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll send you some.
If you send one in chat now, I'll just play it and is that all right?
Sure, all right. Let me find one.
And it's
Here,
not
this'll
got any
be-
copyright shit?
No, not that I know of.
Okay.
Most of it's kind of copyright free. From what I remember, I was talking to the CEO of an online label that I follow. I'm part of called Unlucky Wind. They said that they can release I've been working on a breakcore album for 3 months,
Oh my
and
god.
I have 10 tracks where I could share one as like a teaser. I don't know how many people are gonna watch this, but or
There
how
may
many
be
people-
I would guess there's one person watching, and it'll be me in the edit watching it back. So I'll
Okay.
appreciate this.
All right, yeah. Here's it's not an MP3, it's a wave, but it
Oh,
gets the
can't play.
job done. Oh, I'm sorry. I sent it to you though.
Yo, hold up. This is a 23 megabyte file. Are you a Discord Nitro guy?
I am part of Discord Nitro. It's kind of like throwing money in the fucking toilet, but I could be spending that money to get like a Sam's Club membership and actually, live life and get good deals. But yeah,
So
I
you
do
know
use Nitro.
you know Sam.
I know what?
You know Sam?
Sam? Who's Sam?
You said Sam's Club?
Oh, Sam's Club. It's a store.
Okay.
I don't know what the like UK equivalent of Sam's Club would be. It's kind of like you get things in bulk. Sort
Well,
of
the
thing there, you
UK
get
Sam
better
is in
deals.
America, but
Yeah, Sam's Club's an American thing, I believe.
yeah, and so my friend Sam is in America as well. I don't know any Sams in the UK. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think it's in there.
I'll click play on this beat. Axolotl Pizza.
That's what it's called, yeah.
Okay, here we go. Okay.
You like it?
Yeah, dude.
Does it get you stimming?
It has got me stimming. Look.
I'm
do you
really
know that?
happy. That's awesome. Every autistic person likes breakcore. Especially if you're gay. God damn.
I knew I'd make you laugh with a visual joke that MP3 listeners won't get.
Yeah, YouTube MP3 listeners just wouldn't understand.
Shit,
That's
I play
how you do
50. That's fucking awesome, dude. Holy shit, dude.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
How long does making a song like that take you?
Probably like a few hours or a few days. It depends. I think there was I made like about a minute and a half of it in like one sitting, but then I listened to it at work and then I try to like make notes of like how I can increase it or make it better or any ideas I have.
Right. Okay. So a lot of it is kind of like refining it.
Kind of, yeah. And I find it kind of funny that nah, never mind. No, I'm glad you enjoy it.
What?
Glad you enjoyed the song, Oliver.
Hell yeah, dude. Dude, holy shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of shit, I listen to that while I'm running, or, I probably should.
Yeah, use it to work out and get your gains.
Yeah, because, fuck, I mean, I also, driving as well, I've been doing a lot of driving, but I gotta avoid listening to stuff like that while I'm driving, because I kind of get really fucking into it.
Yeah, you stim too much and you break your... you smash your car into a tree. I get it.
Yeah, autistic people shouldn't. I mean, I shouldn't be allowed to drive. I don't think autistic people.
You don't think autistic people should drive?
Because as an autistic person, well, okay, I have to be careful what I say here because of YouTube to AI. But I think I would advocate for us not to be able to drive, but only because I feel like there would be some sort of like workaround put in place, like. Like, there might be, like, a couple years of, like, oh, no autistic people can drive, we've got to take public transport, whatever. Then another thing will come up, like, oh, we've got the autistic bus, where it goes straight from your house to right where you want to go, and it's for free, and it's government paid, and also you get on, you get $100, you get off, you get $100. There'll be something put in place, I think, that will be better than driving.
Some kind of, like, autistic public transport sort of system. Yeah.
Did you know you can get free public transport in here? Over in the UK, if you go through the right loops, if you're autistic. It's hard to get, but you actually can.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think you have to be quite heavily autistic, though, and you have to make an argument that your autism gets in the way of passing a driver's test, because to get a driver's license in the UK, it's something
that's
like...
great.
It's like, it's like a fucking this crazy test that you have to do. It's ridiculous. This big test you have to do. And, And then there's like in London, like if you can't if you can't drive, you have to take public transport, and it costs so much. And I think it makes sense that the arguments make sense.
Do you think normies without stims would be able to grab that autism retardation test for the public transport and then fake their way onto it?
God, I hope so. I hope everyone can get it.
There has to be some kind of loophole where it's like, well, I'm not autistic, but I want to get free transport. There has to be at least like a handful of people that do that.
I mean, if the first step to it is having an autism diagnosis, then I'd say no, because to get an autism diagnosis, you have to either pay a whole bunch of money or to do what because I'm genuinely seeking out an autism diagnosis, and I'm on like a 2-year waiting list, 2-year minimum
Really?
waiting list. Yeah, yeah.
That's how the UK is.
But
I
that's
guess.
just because it's free healthcare. I could pay for it, but I'm like, I don't need to know whether I'm autistic sooner or it doesn't
Yeah,
matter
you
what
don't
I
need
know.
to know. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, everybody's self-diagnosing these days anyway. Like 95% of the population of the world's like autistic now because people are like, "Oh, I'm autistic. Yeah, I fidge my fingers and I rock back and forth in my chair." Like fucking everybody does that shit. You don't have to be autistic to do like autistic things.
I think it's like a
That's what I
spectrum,
believe.
right? And it's like it's how much do you do that kind of stuff, and how many of those things do you do? And
Yeah, that's
just because
true.
you rock back and forth in your chair, like, yeah,
Rock
that might
back
be
and forth in
one
your
sign
chair
of
and
like 20 million that you're autistic, kind of thing.
when you listen to like exciting music, you like your hands shake and you're like you put your arms in the air and shit.
I genuinely, I genuinely do that sometimes. Uh,
It's no, it's like those like
Hello,
song,
Alias.
and then
Alias, you cut out for a second. Alias, what do you say, Alias?
can you hear me?
I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Okay, so you know that trend? There was a TikTok trend. Remember Musically before TikTok
Yes,
was a thing with
yes.
like all the Musically like cringe videos and stuff. I used to watch those all the time.
I'm pretty
But
sure
there was,
Musically became TikTok, right?
I think so. I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
But there was like these women, like Gen Z women faking autism and playing like this. There was like a trendy audio. Yeah, they would do. They were like,
Yeah.
no, they were like perfectly fine, like in the beginning of the song. But then there's one part of the song that apparently got them to like fake stim, and then they like shake their hands in the air and like get fucking crazy. That shit was funny.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
love that shit.
it's hard to tell what's fake and what isn't because I mean, okay, I don't know whether I'm autistic or not, but I've always, most of my friends growing up were autistic. I was always in the special needs class and blah blah blah. So I've spent a lot of time
Okay,
around like
yeah,
people who definitely are autistic,
sure,
and
yeah.
they do all that shit. That's like, I find it
The
hard.
shaky hands.
Yeah, yeah, like fuck, they're stimming and stuff, and
They like flap their hands on like around and flap their hands up and down when they get excited.
yeah, yeah, I do that while I play video games, which it's annoying because I'm like into a video game and I have to like pause and just fucking whoa, like if I
Yeah,
just do
you love
something
it so much. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I do that quite a bit. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think stimming is a big one, but I think there's got to be other things as well, right? You can't just stim and be autistic. You have to have a few to qualify.
No, you have to go the extra mile.
Yeah, you have to start deliberately like misunderstanding people and just like you know
You can't put yourself in other people's shoes. Like you have like really hard time relating to people
yeah,
because you're
yeah.
autistic.
You have to what you have to do? You have to expand your feet a little bit so that you can't fit in other people's shoes and stuff and just do all
I
that
don't
kind of
like
shit.
ragging. Like I don't want to seem like I'm just like ragging on autistic people. Like I
Yeah,
have
you piece
autistic
of shit.
friends, but like I could be autistic for all I know. I never got a diagnosis, but I feel like everybody could have like autistic things, like rocking back and forth and fucking having like hyperfixations and shit. Like everybody enjoys certain things for a little while, and then they put it down, and then they grab onto something else.
Yeah, yeah.
I seem like that's just a human thing.
I
Which right
think
now
so,
it
and
could
I
be
think getting hyperfixated on something I think that's healthy. I mean, if you think about like how
sure.
societies used to work, it's like you have a blacksmith who's a blacksmith until he dies. You have a hunter and he hunts until it's like they get hyperfix. No, it's not a hyper.
Yeah,
It's, yeah, it's more
they
out of
love that
necessity.
hobby
But
so much that it becomes like their personality. We definitely have those kinds of people in today's society.
yeah, I mean, take the fucking the most common name Smith. It's because their whole fucking bloodline was obsessed with smithing.
Yeah, blacksmith. Yeah.
And yeah, well, it doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't fucking matter what race they could do whatever they want, regardless of race.
Have you ever met a black person with the last name Smith?
No, have you?
I don't think so. Is that a white people thing?
I mean, maybe would I guess because unless blacksmiths, unless that's like a word that's also in like another country, like where
Mhm.
I mean, I'd assume a lot of black people names would be black I don't know, I can't think of a black person name, but that would derive from
Well, it would derive from their previous culture
yeah,
and
exactly,
like
yeah,
their country. Yeah,
yeah.
that makes sense.
I recently got my name changed to Obz. It used to be like Sucker Stickers or some shit like that. I don't know, but I didn't really have the confidence to look into like much
Wait,
more
your
about
last
it.
name?
Yeah. I mean, I was on Ancestry and I was like, oh shit, I'm Jewish, but then I was like looking more into it and I was like, I don't know if I want to find out what my name means, you know?
Okay.
Like, what do you think that could have been? Sucker Stickers?
Suckus dickus? Like, is that what your previous ancestors did? Hence why they got their name?
Well, I don't know what it could. What do you think they could have done? I mean, succus kind of sounds like succulent, and
Yeah.
and dickus maybe like
Dickus could have been some kind of like Greek thing that didn't mean the vulgar term that we have today.
yeah. I don't even know what vulgar term you're thinking of, but yeah, I don't think it was anything vulgar because like succulent, dickus meat, some sort of meat. Succulent, they were maybe a chef. Maybe I come from a line of chefs. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe some kind of like butcher.
Yeah. That's actually probably exactly what it was. Okay, we figured it out. I don't need to pay for another test, so we figured it out, and I don't need to look into it anymore.
That makes sense. You
Yeah.
don't have to pay for Ancestry Pro, where we give all of these really suspicious people that know everything about people all of our
Yeah.
money.
That's
I always
crazy,
find
right?
that kind of weird. Yeah, there's certain things about current technology that freak me out.
Can't they just make it public access? Like, oh, we discovered all this shit. Yeah, have it.
If we have so much history, they should just give us that for free. It should be public domain kind of shit, right?
Yeah, they're literally selling our information back to us. Isn't that crazy?
They're selling the names of like our great grandfathers we didn't know. Like they know somehow.
Yeah, and they've got to. Some of that information that they discover has got to be in part due to like the information we put out there. So we put out our information there to be sold back to us.
Also, there has to be some kind of like fake information that people are getting because they're like, I don't fucking know this great grandfather. Let's just put something down to like fuck up their family.
I might not
And
even
then,
be Jewish. I might not be Jewish.
No, you could be like German for all we know. You could be the opposite spectrum. We just wouldn't know.
Yeah, the opposite. Jews and then Germans. Shit, yeah. Fuck.
They're rivals.
God, God, imagine if that was the case. Then I'd have to start. Well, I don't know what I have to start. I don't know how far I'd go down that road, but I would have to.
You'd have to shave your
180.
mustache into a certain shape.
Yes. Oh yeah, I've done that before actually. Holy shit.
I'd watch that man on the street video. That'd be funny.
I did that for a bit, but it was in the context of pranking a singular person on
Oh
a
shit!
set.
Did you actually do that before?
Yeah,
Was it
I
on
didn't do
video?
it in public though. I did it in the context of pranking one particular person.
Oh,
in a
okay.
Controlled
All right.
environment, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I like that kind of stuff.
I don't know whether I went out in public the next day with it on. I can't remember.
I mean, because like 10, 15 years ago, like Wonder Chosen, you know, like a PFFR, like MTV2 show,
Right.
they would like dress up this little kid in like a Hitler Nazi uniform and they'd do like a man on the street thing where they'd ask questions and stuff. There was this one part where I love Wonder Shows and it's great. If you don't know about it, watch that shit. It was made by the same people that did Xavier Renegade Angel and
Oh, what? Yeah, I've seen that.
The Shivering Truth and like some pretty good Adult Swim shows. They're
Yeah.
great. But like 10, 15 years ago, they could just get on, like put that on TV, get away scot-free with it. Just put a kid in a Nazi uniform. It's pretty funny.
Man,
He went up to this like old Jewish guy and he said, like, you want a rematch?
Oh, what? Don't fight the kid?
Yeah,
Oh,
the kid was
shit.
like, you want a rematch, buddy? And then they like fucking put fists.
Really?
Which is
Like,
good.
was the old guy getting ready to beat up the little kid?
Yeah, but they didn't fight. It was just like a joke thing. They
Oh,
would,
I
like,
thought that
rally up their
the.
fists.
Oh, I thought that was like the guy they were pranking was the old guy. Oh, I see what you're saying now. Oh, that's funny.
Sure. Yeah, that stuff's great.
Yeah.
That's funny shit.
And that's the fucking problem is that, in Germany, you're not allowed to make fun of Hitler or anything like that, but it's fucking funny. He was a funny guy. He was coked up. Have you seen the thing of him, like, at the Olympics, jacking off at the Olympics? Like, he was nuts.
No, I didn't.
He was like, he was at the Olympics, watching the Olympics, and he was like coked up, rocking back. It was like stimming, rocking back and forth. Hitler was autistic as shit, and he had his gun. He was rubbing
You
on his
think Adolf
cock.
Hitler was autistic? And that's what gave him like the power fantasy.
Yeah, he got hyper fixated on Jews. He was just like,
Yeah, his hyperfixation was murdering Jewish people.
yeah. But I mean, you can't blame him. And now in modern day Hitler he would get away with it, wouldn't he? He'd get away with it.
Well, what would the like equivalent of Jewish people be, like in today's reality?
I
don't know.
Wouldn't it just be Jews?
Would it
we're
be
still
Jewish
around.
People? Yeah. I wonder if there'd be like anything like Adolf Hitler's like on his phone and he's on TikTok or something, and then there's like one group of people that he really hates.
Yeah, God, it would just, you know what? It would just depend. It would basically just depend on whoever said his art was shit, that day. He's such a sensitive little bitch.
I never actually saw his like paintings or drawings or whatever he did.
I think he draw.
He got kicked out of art school. That's all I know.
It wasn't that bad. Did he get kicked out?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
Was it for being racist against his Jewish teacher, or is it just?
I don't think so.
His art sucked.
I don't know. I know that he did like art and stuff, but then that obviously didn't become his passion. What was that?
I'm stimming. I'm not. And whenever I can't say I'm fidgeting anymore. I'm just stimming. Yeah, I guess he had one hyperfixation, which was art, and I guess that's the moral of the story of like Hitler is like, if you're autistic,
just keep doing art.
Yeah.
Keep drawing your furry porn and.
Yeah, because next thing you know, you're gonna
Next thing you know, you're gonna be curb stomping a undesirable.
An undesirable? What the fuck?
Well, in his eyes, I'm saying that's not what I meant.
Jesus Christ.
I'm saying a person that you don't like, that you have a sitch with.
Right, you were putting yourself in Hitler's shoes. I get it.
No, I'm not. I don't want to be associated with Hitler like Ozzy did with Kanye. Did you hear the new Kanye album?
No, is it another shit one, or is he getting good again?
It's pretty okay.
It's okay.
It's not his best shit, but
is it like, yo, fuck the Jews? That's for I don't know.
Actually, he did rap about.
I'm quoting Kanye. This is documentary comedy.
He actually did start rapping about the Jews within a minute of the first song. It was
really
funny.
What did he say?
He said like keep a couple Jews on the side, like his company.
Shit.
So then it wouldn't show that he was like an anti-Semite. It was pretty funny.
That's really awesome. Kanye is. I really appreciate. What I really appreciate about Kanye is this, he just says whatever the fuck. But I also just right now I just feel bad for him though, because he's like clearly.
Well, he has a fuck ton of mental problems, and people just don't really take that into consideration. What, like 2014, 2015, he made the fucking album cover of Ye. Like I hate being bipolar. It's awesome. Like that was like the cover art, and that was supposed to be that's like a warning sign, if anything. It's like this guy's kind of mental. And if you've watched like any interviews from like 2010 or 2011 of like or 2007, like Graduation, when that came out, that was like a huge album. Everybody's listened to that. There's like fuck tons of interviews of like him being fucking like a mental case on interviews and shit, and like that should have been a warning sign for what he would do in the future. Like he's gonna go fucking mental at some point.
I think he really did begin to crack, didn't he?
He really did. There was some kind of like falling off point where I don't like
him losing his. He was like, who was he with? He was with one of the Kardashians. Did he have a kid with her or something?
He was banging Kim Kardashian, and he had a couple kids with her. And now there's some kind of beef between him and Pete Davidson, or what's his name? Is that his name?
Pete Davidson he's the Jew. He's the
Pete Davidson's the Jew that Kanye doesn't like.
Oh, his dad died in 9/11. Pete Davidson.
He did,
dad.
And that was like Pete Davidson's one joke that he would do. He's not funny. He's just unfunny.
He's not funny. He's just traumatized.
Yeah, he's just traumatized. He shouldn't do comedy.
It shouldn't be allowed.
His shit's really unfunny.
I haven't heard any of his jokes. What jokes does he tell?
Like that one, and that's it.
Oh, really? Oh, really? Okay. That's kind of that is funny in itself.
He just like talks about his dad dying in 9/11, and it's like, all right, see ya.
And everyone laughs like because they don't want to,
then
I probably
everybody
feel
like
bad.
pity laughs for him, and it's like, okay, and then he goes to do an acting thing, and everyone forgets, and
Was
maybe a
his
few
dad like a
years later he'll
firefighter
do
or
the same.
something?
I think so,
So
something like that.
maybe like his one of his dad's firefighter friends.
What if his
This
dad was the terrorist that hijacked the plane?
Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. See, well, it makes sense because his dad was Jewish, right?
What do you think the Jews caused 9/11?
I thought that was that's. I was talking to Kieran's family yesterday. You know what? Did they or didn't
Oh, is
they?
that what they believe?
Yeah, yeah. So did they or didn't they or what?
I don't know. I thought it was the Muslims, the terrorists.
Okay, you don't have to
I'm
racial
not saying that
profile.
all Muslims are terrorists. That's not what I was saying.
But you
I was
are
saying that
saying that Muslims did 9/11. Is there proof of that? Did someone go through the wreckage and do it? Can
if
you do
you
like a corpse test or like
if you do like a if you go onto Crayon, the AI tool, and then you type in 9/11, and then you zoom in really far with an AI
oh
zoom tool, you can see Muslim terrorists inside the plane piloting it.
wait, is this true or you
No, it's not true. Maybe it's
shit?
true.
It could be well because that would be a way of figuring it out, right? Because the AI
AI
would
can
maybe
generate
know some
anything
information.
nowadays.
Yeah, it generates anything, but it bases it off of information we don't have access to. So if there's like information out there that's like definitely confirms the race of
That's
the
true.
perpetrators, then it's like, well, it's gonna use it, you know?
Yeah, that's true. What does this fucking podcast become? We talked about like autistic people and 9/11. I feel bad.
What is this? Or what does this podcast be become? And it become like honey.
Become?
I
Do you
don't
think
know.
that's what they like fill their hive with their cum to
Yeah,
please the queen?
yeah. Holy
That's what
shit,
happened.
that's exactly what it is. That's why all the male ones make the honey. Holy shit, I never thought
So
about it like that.
honeycomb is just like fucking bee fleshlights. You just
Honey
haven't known.
is honeycomb. Yeah.
Honeycomb. Oh, now it makes sense. It's their sex toys. They live in a sex house, which is a hive.
Oh my god, it's like a yeah, it's
It all
like a
makes sense now.
bee ruffle. Is that like a bee ruffle?
A bureaucracy? Fuck.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Because there's a guy on YouTube who has a very cool voice like you, but
Yeah,
he's
what's his
got
name?
it. There's I can't remember, but he's unwell
He's unwell.
because of his voice. Well, what's his fucking name?
Does
He's
he take
got
nitros?
huh?
Does he take nitros?
No,
The stuff that makes your voice all deep.
he's just unwell. He's like Sorry, let me turn you up. I'm sorry. I feel like I've been interrupting you and stuff this whole time because I got you all the way down. I turned you up. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay, Oliver.
His name's like fuck. It's on the tip of my tongue, but he's got some throat condition and you just coughed there.
Oh, so you think I have like throat cancer?
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe I should go to my doctor and check that out.
God. Yeah, maybe we could do a follow-up pod, and regardless of what your doctor says, I'll cut this out. Regardless of what your doctor says, you could say that you have throat cancer. You know?
I self-diagnosed myself with throat cancer.
Yeah, yeah,
AI generated throat cancer.
yeah. You could. Oh my god, yeah. Shit,
Yeah.
that's actually a good point. I could self-diagnose myself because I've got an excuse over in the UK because the NHS just doesn't get shit done. I could you know what?
Yeah, they just don't do anything.
I have a cough. I have
Isn't it the UK or Canada where it's like, I broke my leg and they're like, all right, kill yourself? Isn't that Canada?
well in the UK, maybe it's Canada. I know that in the UK
The UK, it's like, all right, wait 8 months and then we'll get to you.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so it is Canada. Yeah, I saw a meme like 4 years ago that said something like that. Like the U.S. is like you break your pinky and it's like, here you go. And it's like $20,000. You have to pay for it. And then Canada's like, I broke my foot and it's like, all right, kill yourself. And then the UK is like, all right, we'll be with you in 3 years.
How does Canada have free healthcare as well?
I'm very unversed when it comes to. I don't know like anything about Canada at all. I have like one
Right.
friend in Canada.
No, I'm
I
from
don't
the
talk to him
UK.
that much.
I'm not from Canada.
Yeah. How is the UK? I
Well,
saw the driving episode, and it's just like plains and brick houses. Is that all UK is?
well, I don't live around any cities or anything, but yeah, pretty much every house looks like a church, which is pretty cool. Until you go to like a city. I
That's
live quite
neat.
rurally. But yeah, what do you think
All
of the
right.
windy roads? What do you think of that?
I thought it was kind of cool. Like, just go out on a drive and like 3 in the morning and just keep driving. You just see like nothing, which is
Yeah,
like practically where I live too. It's just nothing but fucking like plains and forest, and that's all it really is for like miles,
that's kind of cool though.
sort of thing.
Have you got windy roads or you got just straight roads?
Kind of depends. It's like 50-50. Like straight road, and then you get to a forest, and then it becomes all fucking curvy because the road engineers and stuff, hundreds of years ago, just didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
Yeah, they just couldn't see. They were trying to do a straight line, but the forest was clouding their judgment. Oh, fuck.
They're like, "Oh, this rock is in our way. We'll just go around it," and then
Yeah,
it just becomes like this fucking like awful retarded mess of like black road.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think that's exactly kind of how it went in the UK. But I think because obviously our roads, like if you look at how thin some of our roads are compared to you guys have quite wide roads, but in the UK, like some of the roads, and then also we fucking park in the road. So like a lot of the time, if you're going through a village, you just
Yeah, when you were going through like a little like neighborhood thing, and you were just driving in the middle of the road. I'm like, is this common?
well, if there's
You were
like
just
cars on
driving in,
either
like, the
side,
middle
like
part.
yeah.
Yeah, that shit's a fucking mess.
Yeah, it's just because our roads were designed for horse and carriage.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think probably a lot of America was built after, well, not a lot of it, but there's a good portion of American roads are designed with cars in mind, right? Like the grid system
Right.
just fucking
Yeah,
works.
yeah.
But then over here, it's like, and the reason, do you know the reason each of our towns? You probably don't know this, but in the UK, like each town is about like 20 miles apart, like each major town,
That's
and
neat.
that's because that was a realistic distance you could travel in a day by horse and carriage.
It's like random village generation in Minecraft. Is that why you like Minecraft so much? It's
Yeah,
like UK.
yeah, it's just like the UK.
Yeah, you just keep on walking one direction. You see another village. It's like, all right, bye guys, and you just keep walking for another 20 minutes, and you get to another one.
Yeah, pretty much, dude. I mean, I think I never really thought about it like that. I think it's also because of the
Does
villages.
the UK have a stronghold?
Yeah, that's the palace, the queen's.
The Queen's Palace, where she has a portal that goes to hell.
Well, someone defeated the boss recently, so
Oh, cool.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I don't know how they did it. They kept it all on the down low.
They use Jewish magic.
That's also the villages in Minecraft kind of remind me of my people a little bit.
What, the villagers? Because they're stingy with their emeralds? I'm sorry.
Because of their big fucking noses.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Jesus
we can cut this out.
Christ. We can, but I'm leaving it. I'm cutting it in over and over. I got more questions that we have to get through before this.
Okay, yeah, just keep, yeah. Actually, I have a question.
Oh.
What would you, like, since I don't have a camera, what would you use for me talking? Is it just going to be you? sitting there
I don't
and
know
I'm in the
yet. I
background?
mean, it might just be me on the screen. It might just be me.
That works.
It's the whole fucking time. Wouldn't that be cool?
All right. Yeah, I could be actually, like, the person that you've been talking to. I'm the controller on your left. So I've been here the whole time.
Shit, you can see that.
Put me down.
Sorry. Shit. I got a question.
Ask away.
Go for the go.
Okay. What, was that a question?
Yeah.
Repeat that.
Sorry. We'll get back. We'll come back. Maybe. Hold up.
Okay.
Oh, shall I ask it again, or should we get back to it? I'll ask it again.
No, ask me again. I didn't get the question.
Real life war or video game war?
Is this the fucking the war question?
Real life war. If I spoke like this the whole time when I was listening, real life war or video game war? I don't know.
You talk like you're a retarded like man on the street. persona the whole episode.
Yeah, or like a retarded cowboy. I got my head trampled by a horse.
It's just an average Texan.
Yeah, my brother raped me in the head. He shoved his dick in my eyeball, and it went up and gave me a lobotomy. His jizz gave me a lobotomy.
Yeah. I don't know.
Real life war or video game war?
I don't think anybody has ever asked you what you would choose.
People say that and then ask me it frequently. My response is okay, maybe not frequently enough. What is my response?
Like what mind space were you in when you were like workshopping this question? Because this is one of the most confusing questions I've ever heard in my fucking life.
It's not confusing. What the fuck? It's one or the other, and then you explain why. What's confusing about it?
Or is this like a rhetorical question?
It's not that retarded. Oh, rhetorical. It's kind of. It's no. It's, you can
rhetorical.
Yeah. If I went to, if I was naming if I was naming a country after myself, it'd be rhetorical. What?
Rhetorical.
What is your answer? Don't fucking evade this shit. What's you can't. I'll answer next.
So obviously, like it would be a real life war, like World War II, like World War One, Korean War, like every war in history, versus a war that takes place in a video game.
Yeah, or any future war. It could be a future war, like spaceships. Think about it. War in the future could be fought on the internet with money. Internet
like a
money.
Star War. Like a 2023 blockbuster hit Star War.
Oh my god.
With sci-fi shit.
Yeah.
That blows your mind. It makes you want to eat McDonald's French fries and popcorn and eat a bunch of stuff that you pay money for.
Yeah, exactly. The war could be like which war video game could generate the most money, but it's a real war as well because it's a war between the two war video games. How much popcorn shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real life war versus Fortnite.
Well, not necessarily.
Fortnite and do victory royale dance. Do flossing. Kill somebody, shoot them in the head, then you do the floss.
well, there's that, but there's also like PUBG and Fortnite. They were really at war. They had a real war against each other, right?
That was real life war.
Yeah,
that's true.
Real life war about video game war.
So PUBG was actually like, it's supposed to be like a biopic of what happened in World War One.
Yeah, is that true? Holy shit.
I think so.
But isn't PUBG got more like modern stuff?
Yeah. Do they have like 4-wheelers and shit?
I think probably did, but not on the battlefield. They wouldn't do that. Bring your car to the battlefield, would you? You'd bring a whole bunch of worthless men.
You'd bring like a regular show golf cart, and you have your AK-47.
I haven't watched a regular show. Should I watch it as a 23-year-old? Would I like it?
I think it kind of holds up. It's a pretty good show. That was on the air when I was a kid, and I watched like every episode. The ending kind of sucked, but.
Real life war, video game war.
I'd have to choose video game war, because Fortnite would be funny. Fortnite's funny.
If Fortnite existed, it would be funny. Yeah, okay.
It would be really funny. Like Peter Griffin versus Goku, and they have like a fucking AK-47. Peter Griffin gets shot in the head and dies, and Goku does like a floss dance over his body.
Peter Griffin is in Fortnite, isn't he?
He is. It's like a buff Peter Griffin. They also added the chicken, which is the most like retarded thing I've ever seen. Like, why would they do that?
They didn't add Lois. That sucks.
Yeah, they should add Lois and Stewie and Chris, and that'd be awesome. Then I'd probably play it.
The argument for like Peter Griffin not being fat was like the hitbox would be too big, right?
But, yeah, he's too much of a big target.
But I don't know. I think it's also just because like buff Peter Griffin is probably easier to make that. Like it's probably,
and like, it also probably costs less money because the model looks like fucking shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Fortnite, dude. They make so much money and they hoard it all for themselves,
Fortnite's fucking stupid.
So you'd pick that. You'd pick that over real men doing the bit.
I mean, real because the question is like real life war versus video game war. So if somebody chose real life war, would that be disrespectful because of how many people died in the war? And you would rather
Um,
have people die than playing a video game
but then you're
because
taking people's jobs.
real life war is very respectable. But then again, they also fight over a bunch of stupid shit that doesn't matter, like religion and oil.
Yeah, that's what it usually comes down to, isn't it?
Yeah. Like that's what the hot button topic is right now. It's just war over religion.
Oh yeah, yeah, the Ukraine and shit. But hold up,
It's
isn't Russia
Israel
just
versus
Israel versus who now? Who's it? Palestine?
Palestine.
What are they fighting about? I'm Jewish. Should I get involved?
I'm pretty sure it's just land and religion because like Israel is supposed to be like wherever Jesus was born, it's supposed to be the Holy Land. But really it's Israel and Palestine. It's two places I would never want to go.
Just think, if Jesus was alive, what would he say? He'd probably say, "Just fucking turn the bread into the wine."
Turn bread into fish and
Yeah,
turn
do
water
fish.
into wine.
Use the transmutation spell, and
If Jesus was real, he'd probably be a Twitch streamer and people would be watching him.
that's so fucking true. If Jesus, yeah,
He'd be an influencer.
he would, because he was an influencer at the time, right?
Yeah, he was like a social media influencer in the 2,000 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, he does basically what every influencer do. He just makes up a whole bunch of shit. He has a whole bunch of
Jesus
followers.
makes Prime.
Yeah, yeah, like, because think about it. That's all Jesus did. He was like, "Oh, look, here's something, Everyone follow me for the and you know people. That's what influencers do. Hey, here's Prime. It's a great sports drink. It's blah blah blah. No, it's not. It's got none of the electrolytes you need. It's gonna be bad for you actually to drink.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
Turning something so nutritious and like perfect as water into an alcoholic substance is kind of blasphemous.
Yeah! Holy shit, he did that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
That was like the one thing that he did. Like the big thing was like he could turn water into wine and he can like multiply bread and fish and shit.
You know, fucking multiply. Yeah, they just let him breed, or make more bread, or make more bread.
Breeding
Let
bread.
him breed, or don't brew so much alcohol, beer. Just do
Yeah,
water.
he would just snap his fingers and alcohol would appear. He's kind of a party animal. I don't respect that.
It's now that you've enlightened me to this. What do the Jews think of Jesus? I can't remember.
Don't the Jews love Jesus?
Ah, shit. Oh well, I guess Jesus is okay then.
Oh, because you're Jewish.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what I should think. From now on. Obviously,
Or you could be the rebellious Jew and hate Jesus.
maybe, but would that
Then you'd
still be
gain
Jewish?
then you'd gain a lot of followers because people like that kind of stuff. People people like rebellion.
Because Jesus was kind of rebellious, wasn't he? He was making getting people drugged up, wasn't he? And lying, spreading lies and stuff.
Because I've never read like a Bible story where it's like he kept on making wine for like one person that just kept getting drunk. Because that had to happen at least once, right?
Yeah. He's like, "Oh, Jesus, please, I'll quit tomorrow." He's like, "Oh God, okay, here's one more," and then eventually
He's
he's like,
"All right, I have faith in you. Fine."
"Yeah," but then he gets
Snap
so
his
annoyed.
fingers.
He's like, "You know what? This guy's gonna kill himself anyway on beer. Or alcohol. Let me just speed up. Let me just get him off my back quicker." That's what Jesus would have done.
And then he gets crucified on a wine bottle.
Yeah, and then the Romans they found out about all his nefarious activities, and they're like, finally we can put a stop to this guy killing all these people.
Yeah, the Romans were in their palace, like fucking underage boys, and they're like, "All right, we got to go stop this Jesus figure."
Yeah.
And then they killed him.
Well, back then, people lived to 14 was probably as high. So how are you gonna, if you're gonna die at the age of 14, you may as well have sex when you're 5, right?
My video just cut out like really bad, and I missed that entire sentence.
I was saying that if you die when you are 14, as you would back in that day, having sex with a 2-year-old, 1-year-old, just born, ain't so bad. The only time I put my penis in a fully grown woman is if she's pregnant and I'm fucking the baby.
this. That's kind of fucked up, Oliver. This is YouTube. You don't
I'm
want your channel
sorry.
getting banned, don't you?
I don't. We've got 14 more seconds. Can I ask you just a quick fire round? Poop routine. Go.
What?
Poop routine. Go. Poop routine.
Poop routine?
Yes.
Like
Okay, it's now over an hour. Quick.
I go to the bathroom. I shit. I wipe. I flush the toilet. Wash my hands.
Okay, cool. That's good. What did you eat today?
Nothing.
Okay. Thoughts on Ryan Gosling Yat? What do you think of Ryan Gosling Yat?
This is fucking stupid.
It's the last question.
Ryan Gosling Yat?
Yeah. Not his gat, but the idea of him having a gat and losing it and maybe being sad about it.
Baby Grunk Riz, Ohio.
Okay, cool. Thanks for coming on, Alias.
Thanks for having me on, Oliver. I love you, buddy. I love everybody watching this. If you don't know who I am, I'm nobody. Go to my NeoCities at mtrbnb.neocities.org. All my links are on there except my Instagram because I don't like people following my Instagram.
Maybe say what your Instagram is to say don't follow this and then say it.
I think my Instagram is mtrbnb if people want to follow me there.
Okay, so people don't follow at was it?
mtrbnb, like motor bomb but abbreviated.
mtrbdbd. Don't follow that.
Yeah, don't follow that. Follow at Magic Worm on Instagram. That's my favorite account.
What do they do?
They do nothing. They posted nothing.
Okay, well, they're a good account. Okay. Well,
yeah, that's good.
That's it.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Obzodact.
Holy shit. That's such a professional soundbite. I might just have to use that.